Well, the Phillies spring training home opener ends in a tie. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Setsu Videocast. Today we're going to recap this afternoon's spring training game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles. As the Phillies and Orioles both tie at 4, as the Phillies could have won this game. It wasted some good opportunities early. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Aaron Nola was on the mound for the Phillies in this one. He had a 2-run home run in the top of the first inning. He did not look so good early, but he settled down a little bit. He got a lot better. And of course, stars are not going deep in these spring training games. I mean, Girardi went in saying only, at least 2 innings. So we all know, these guys are not going very deep, and we understand it. I mean, it's been like that for years, right? Another 7-inning game here, and Joe Girardi's being interviewed in the middle of the game, and he said, we're going to play until the bottom of the 7th inning no matter what. So bottom of the 7th inning no matter what. So even if we won the game, top of the 7th, we're still going to be playing in the bottom. Of course, we ended up tying with the Orioles 4-4. Let's say we won the game 5-4 in the top of the 7th inning, we still would have hit in the bottom of the 7th inning, which is kind of odd. But I believe we saw that last year when the exhibition games against the New York Yankees. We saw that. That was way back in July of last year, before the horrible and this crazy 2020 season. But there was some news breaking today. We'll get into this a little bit later, but with the fans, a lot of Citizens Bank Park. But once again, Matt Joyce, you're gonna look at Matt Joyce here, a potential key piece of the Phillies bench, just destroying a baseball to right field today. My, oh my, he got all of that one. As we take a look at the scoring summary, it did not start off so good early. As DJ Stewart homers on a fly ball to right center field. At 2 runs, also scores Austin Hayes, who had an inside the park home run against the Phillies last year in August. Remember that Citizens Bank Park when we got swept out by the Orioles? That was Austin Hayes at that inside the park home run in extras. But this time it's DJ Stewart that homers his first home run of the spring. To give the Orioles a 2-0 lead early against Aaron Nola and the Phils. So Aaron Nola, as I said, did not have the best top of the first inning, but he was able to settle it down a little bit after that. But he was, missing his command a little bit. There were a few pitches I thought were right on the black that were being called balls. The umpire back there was not great today, if you want my personal opinion. It was so nice to see the game on TV. I mean, it's just like, I wish every game would be on TV during spring training. Unfortunately, it's not, but at least it's not the regular season, and we're going to be missing regular season games on TV, but this is why you can't put too much stock into spring training. Games are not televised. You can't get really into it. Just too much is going on for you to really pay attention. A lot is happening. A lot of substitutions, a lot of pitching changes. There's a lot of people in and out. Pinch running, pinch hitting. It's a lot of action. Lots happening. A lot is happening. So 2-0 Orioles early. Then in the bottom of the first inning, Andrew Knapp hits a towering fly ball to left field. And it goes, it bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. Andrew McCutchen and Gene Segura both score, and the Phillies tie it at 2. What a great job by Andrew Knapp, doing his job there the opposite way. Why am I? I mean, once again, the opposite field power, I understand, didn't go out, but that ball was just missed a home run. He really just missed it. And he hit another ball deep out there later in the game, too. So Andrew Knapp with some power. The BBCIB, best backup catcher in baseball. I kind of branded that. I mean, I'm not going to take any credit for that. I've actually heard that before. It's just kind of funny to see the BBCIB, the best backup catcher in baseball, Andrew Knapp, with a ground rule 2 RBI double. Once again here, ladies and gentlemen, we have bases loaded, nobody out. Matt Joyce at the plate grounds into a double play. Now, I understand he, Chip going out of the box. They throw home, then they throw to first for the double play. But once again, you can't, that just can't happen. I understand it's spring training. These games don't mean anything. It's not the end of the world they did that. I'm saying on a regular season basis, that can't happen. You have to have fundamental baseball here. I understand that ball was smoked. Yes, you Chip running out of the box. I understand that. It's, part of it's bad luck. I completely understand. But that just can't happen in the regular season game. And of course, the Phillies always do that. I mean, you can't just sit here and say, well, it's spring training. Yeah, I understand spring training. Yeah, you're not wrong. It is spring training. But can't you see the Phillies doing that in the regular season? Because I sure could. We've seen it, too. We've seen it. Bases loaded, nobody out. We get nothing. Nothing. It's pathetic. I understand. This is only spring training. I'm really not that upset about it. I really could care less. Do I want to win? Yeah. I'm just saying from a regular season, standpoint, that cannot happen. That just cannot happen. So we kind of, as I said at the beginning of the video, I mean, we tied this game 4-4. We could have won this game if we would have capitalized on opportunities. Like in the bottom of the first inning, Matt Joyce was hitting with the bases loaded, nobody out. It's a shame he didn't do what he did. Later in the ball, we hit that, towering drive to right field. It's a shame he didn't do it then. We would have won this ball game. But instead, we tie at 4. Then in the bottom of the third inning, Matt Joyce, once again, here we go, right? As I said, I wish he would have done this in the bottom of the first inning when he was up. I understand the ball he hit the third base was hit hard, but this was a towering fly ball. It was hitting homers on a fly ball to right center field way back there. There was a question whether it was going to be fair or not. It was right down the right field line. I'm not sure why MLB at bat thinks it was right center, because it was like right down the right field line. I wouldn't say it was on the verge of the foul pole. It was pretty close. It was pretty close. Hit it right down the right field line. Towering fly ball. He got all that when he knew it too. A 2-run shot. Also scores to speedy Roman Quinn. A 2-out walk then leads to a home run. That's what I say. It's a little 2-out rally going there. Roman Quinn draws a 2-out walk. Then Matt Joyce comes up and hits a 2-run home run. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I mean, some 2-out magic there. I love that. And Joe Girardi was, talking about it too. He said, I just love that. I just love that. I love the little Joe Girardi check-in in the middle of the game. I mean, they talked to him forever. This was awesome. This was like a little in-game feel. Talk about how good it was to have fans. Talk about Aaron Nola's work ethic. Not much was really discussed about Bryce Harper. At least not a lot. But it was so nice to hear from manager Joe Girardi. I mean, he just does a fantastic job. Couldn't be more happy with Joe Girardi. He is just fantastic. I'm a huge Joe Girardi fan. He knows what he's doing, running this team. He manages the bullpen better than anybody. So, huge Joe Girardi fan. I love what he had to say. Once again, talk about, how great it was to have fans involved. He talked about that at the end of the last game yesterday. And he also brought it up today about how nice it is to have fans in the ballpark once again. He was talking about some of the younger guys. Bryson Scott got a hit today. That was pretty cool. It was like, hit it towards, second base, went right off his glove, and into the outfield. I wouldn't really consider that. I mean, maybe it was an infield. I don't know what that went down as. I don't know if you want to call that an infield single. I don't know. It's kind of gray because it, bounced off his glove and then went into the outfield. So maybe it's an infield single because it was right to second base. But single nonetheless. I mean, it was a hit, right? And went 1 for 1 with a single. Whether it's a bloop single, a line drive single, I mean, whatever, it's still a hit. It's still a hit, right? I really, really loved what Joe Girardi was saying today. He's being interviewed, and once again, fantastic job. I mean, I love everything he said. Once again, it was just so cool to, kind of like sit down with him, talk about this team, his expectations, some of the younger guys, his take. He had a lot to say. And hopefully they might, play some of that. Because he said a lot. He said a lot of good things. He said all the right things. So I was really pleased to hear what he had to say. Then in the top of the 5th inning, DJ Stewart reaches on a fielder's choice, and Tyler Nevin scores, and it is now a 4-3 Orioles lead. So once again, the defense was a little sloppy here. This originally went down as an error. They eventually did change it to a fielder's choice. But first of all, this little pop-up, I'd say it was towards like left center. It just falls in no man's land. That should have definitely been tracked down by Nick Maton, one of the Phillies' young guys, and a pass ball by Andrew Knapp. I believe that was in the top of the first inning early. So some sloppy defense by the Phillies today. They did not have their heads in game. So actually, not only was it the sloppy defense, it's not heads-up play. The Matt Joyce squandering, opportunity, bases loaded, nobody out. The pop fly that should have been caught, the pass ball by Andrew Knapp. I understand, mistakes are going to happen, and of course you got this, that fielder's choice that originally was counted as an error. Ended up revoking that and changing it to a fielder's choice. But nevertheless, the Phillies, heads-up play today just was not there. And once again, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. I mean, once again, it's spring training. I'd be going really hard on if it was regular season, but it's spring training here. You can't really, can't put any stock in this. Spring training, not the end of the world, but you got to clean up those mistakes. The young guys just getting some reps out there. You can't put too much stock into that, but they just did not look the best out there today. Then in the same inning, Ryan Mountcastle hits a sacrifice fly to left field over to Travis Dunkowski, and Steve Wilkinson scores. And it is now a tie ball game at 4. And that's your ball game. The Phillies and Orioles tie at 4. So it feels weird to be recapping a tie. I believe that's the last time I've done that since last spring against the Detroit Tigers, the first game of spring training last year. I believe is the last game I've recapped a tie. Of course, we don't see him in the regular season. You know, and George Girardi was talking. One of the things he said, I forgot to mention this. So about the 7-inning thing. So of course we only played 7 innings today. He said, you know, expect to only play 7 innings for the first 2 weeks of the season. So we only expect to play, you know, expect to play 7 innings the first 2 weeks of this, the spring training season. You know, hopefully after that, we're going to start, you know, seeing some 9-inning. Even he said, you know, you could even see an 8-inning game, some 9-inning game, you know, some 8-inning games. You know, it's usually going to be 9 after that. So after just a little 2-week period, because a lot of guys are arriving into camp late, like Girardi, for example. You know, J2 Muto's not 100%. So I think, you know, I'm just using it as an example. Of course, a lot of other teams are doing with this, especially players, you know, coming internationally, you know, from the Dominican Republic or the, you know, Cuba or, you know, wherever. I mean, whoever. I mean, Girardi is coming from the Netherlands, right? Where he's from. So, you know, wherever they're coming from. So especially it's a little hassle right now. You know, some of the international players coming, you know, overseas in the United States. You know, so it's a big struggle right now. You know, getting players into camp on time. As I said, Girardi just arrived a few days ago. So, you know, I think that's why, you know, they're allowing some 7-inning games. I almost said 7-inning doubleheaders. They're allowing the 7-inning games to try to get some guys, you know, go a little easier on the guys. And then once everyone's ready, and they're going to, you know, start playing more 9-inning games after this 2-week little waiting period that they're trying to do. So expect 7-inning doubleheaders for the next 2 weeks. After that, expect some 8-inning games, 9-inning games, you know, mostly 9-inning games, some 8-inning games in there as well. So, I mean, Aaron Nola, I mean, not bad. I mean, not bad after that rough first inning with that home run to DJ Stewart. After that, he really settled down and you know, really did his job well. You know, George already talked a little bit about him as well, as I said, with his work ethic, about how good he really is. And Andrew McCutchen went 1st to 3rd today. You know, that was great. I love to see that, you know, him run. George already was saying he could have scored on that. That was in the regular season. He doesn't really have that limp. I knew last year wasn't Andrew McCutchen. He didn't really have that same swag. Andrew McCutchen has a way about him. I love Andrew McCutchen. He has so much swag. I honestly think he has more swag than Bryce Harper. And that's really saying something, because Harper has a lot of swag, but Andrew McCutchen is just, he's so cool. Like, the guy is, like, awesome. And Joe Girardi thinks we're going to see a really big year out of Andrew McCutchen. I would agree. This guy is just awesome. You know, he's healthy. He looks good. He looks like Andrew McCutchen once again. It's just he got the little swagger, the smile. I mean, I love this guy. He's awesome. He's just really awesome. You know, watching him play every day, it's great. You know, so it's a true blessing to watch Andrew McCutchen play baseball. He's a funny guy. He's a good guy, good family man. You know, does you know a good amount for the community as well, especially, you know, back in his home at Pittsburgh, you know, where he played for many years. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's starting to look like a more healthy player. You know, putting that ACL injury behind him, man, that was really rough. But Bryson's got, as I said, you know, legged out that little infield single, if you want to call it that. I'm not really sure you know you mark that down as. But Brad Miller, welcome back. It was nice to see him again. You know, I was disappointed when he couldn't get the job done with the bases loaded with 2 out. But once again, only spring training. You can't really scrutinize there. But Matt Joyce, the notable. 1 for 2, 1 run scored, 2 RBI with that big 2-run home run. But we wasted a prime opportunity. As I said, I don't want to keep bringing this up, but you know, you know, bases loaded, nobody out, and couldn't get anything. That was pretty disappointing. I was pretty disappointed to see that. Once again, not the end of the world. You can't really, as I said, you can't really put too much stock into this. It's not the end of the world here, but I was pretty disappointed to say the least. Aaron Nola, 4 hits, 2 runs. The 2 runs were earned and 1 strikeout. You know, one guy that I was really impressed to, you know, see, you know, come out of the Phillies bullpen today was David Piuno. I mean, he really did his job, especially in that top of the 7th inning. He was fantastic. I mean, that guy was just awesome. He was just awesome. You know, that was just great. A little 1-2-3 inning there. You know, by far, you know, one of my favorite appearances, you know, so far this spring training. That was great. That was just awesome. So, you know, some of my highlights, some of my takeaways from today's ball game against the Baltimore Orioles. So the Phillies tie 4-4 at the Orioles. So guys, thanks so much for watching. 107 the first pitch tomorrow at TD Ballpark. Home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Steven Matz, the former Met, on the mound in this one, and the Phillies have yet to decide their starter for tomorrow's ball game. And since you watched this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Sounds for Instagram, TikTok, Harvard Instagram, card text 267-225-3392. Email me, philliessoundstuff@gmail.com. 107, the first pitch, TD Ballpark against the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to y'all later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.